Good afternoon and welcome to SAIT Newsfile. I'm Jaron Fisher. Tony Troza will have a look at all the highlights later in the show. What can we expect, Tony?
Yeah, Jaron, lots of exciting stuff going on in the sports world right now. Our Calgary Flames welcome the Seattle Kraken, and the NBA play-in begins tonight, so lots of exciting stuff.
That is going to be fantastic. Gavin Miller has been freezing in another winter. How's it looking out there?
Well, Jaron, Calgarians woke up to a sad sight this morning as snow covered the streets. The city's sitting at -10 right now, only 6 degrees above the record low -16 Calgarians experienced in 1948. We'll take a more thorough look at the weather coming up for the rest of the week tonight on SAIT Newsfile.
Thanks, Gavin. Now here's a look at today's top stories. The Calgary Stampede is hosting its Chuck Wagon Canvas auction after a 2-year absence. The auction is a chance for companies and organizations to bid on sponsorship of competing drivers. Tanner Chuby joins us from outside SAIT. Tanner, the TARP auction gets underway in about 90 minutes. What are they anticipating there tonight?
Well, Jaron, the annual auction is considered a barometer for the city's economic strength. It's especially important this year considering all the factors affecting it over the past 2 years. The greatest outdoor show on earth is seeing the return of chuck wagon racing this summer. Stampede Media Relations Manager Christina Barnes says it's exciting to have the auction return for the upcoming event.
First of all, to have chuck wagon racing back for 2022, and then to be able to host this auction tonight and facilitate those partnerships between the drivers and potential advertisers that are so important to the drivers at Stampede and throughout the year.
The auction is taking place at the Big Four Roadhouse on the Stampede grounds. Driver Todd Baptiste says the auction is beneficial for everyone.
It kicks off what's going to contradict your spring, your summer, and your budgets for the whole entire season. And one of the more important tools as a driver, especially for the marketing and the budgeting of the outfits and the teams coming forward.
The COVID-19 pandemic caused the chuck wagon races to be canceled in 2020 and 2021, something Baptiste misses.
Nothing that can compare to it. Calgary's the prestige event for the chuck wagon world, more or less the Stanley Cup of hockey in a sense of chuck wagon racing. You know, with the people that are in crowd and the atmosphere, the energy, so it's really exciting, and the horses feel it, the drivers all feel it.
Barnes says it's unpredictable how the auction will go after such a long hiatus.
Well, if there's one thing we've learned in the last 2 years is that you can't really predict what's going to happen next. And that's the nature of an auction too, is you can't really predict it. That said, we're pretty optimistic.
I think including everybody else, it's been a long anticipated wait for everybody. So more than happy to be here.
The Rangeland Derby is downsizing this year with 3 chuck wagons per race versus 4 previously. That means there will be 27 drivers looking for sponsors and advertisers tonight. The doors open at 6 o'clock and the auction begins at 7. Jaron?
That was Tanner Chuby reporting from outside SAIT. Alberta isn't just known for oil anymore. There is a very large and growing tech sector in this province, especially here at Calgary. Alberta's Minister of Jobs, Economy and Innovation, Doug Schweitzer, was in Calgary today laying out the new Alberta Tech and Innovation Strategy. As Brenda Doucette reports, Alberta's young market is showing exponential growth.
Alberta needs a strong technology innovation strategy. It is a guiding light that helps us determine the most appropriate investments that we need to make for Albertans.
It's called the Alberta Technology and Innovation Strategy. The provincial government is trying to show Alberta to the world as a place for business and, of course, job creation. Alberta is a relatively young market for technology and innovation, but both Calgary and Edmonton are seen as a real draw because of the talented people who live here.
Alberta is now on the map when it comes to the city of Calgary is ranked in the top 30 in North America. The city of Edmonton's in the top 50 in North America, rising in the rankings year over year.
Calgary and Edmonton being ranked within the top 50 tech cities in the world, it means Alberta is now competing internationally and with other cities across Canada, such as Vancouver and Montreal.
Technology is a major economic driver within Alberta, and with the recent changes in the government's plans, growth is already being seen.
Thousands of new jobs have been created already, and Alberta's recovery plan is banking on 20,000 new positions and $5 billion in revenue by 2030. Post-secondary institutions were involved in the strategy to make sure young people come out of these institutions are ready to work.
Now is the time for Alberta tech and innovation. We have an educated workforce, a young population, and the natural resources on our side.
Something that will mean good jobs for people graduating from places like SAIT. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Bruna Doucette.
Preparation has started for the Green Line LRT tunnel downtown. The city has begun a multi-year utility relocation project, a $100 million project to prepare a 2-kilometer tunnel from Eau Claire through downtown to East Victoria Park. Work is set to begin near 12th Avenue Southeast between 3rd Street and 6th Street. Roads will be closed while the utility relocation is taking place. The tunnel construction is set to begin in 2024.
That are underground, so everything from our internet and phone lines to stormwater, gas, electricity. And so we need to clear the path for the future train to go under. And so what we will be doing over the next couple of years is moving the utilities to a different block. They get hooked up at that point, and then we go back in and remove the existing utilities so that stakeholders are never without service or there aren't interruptions.
Signs have been put up in the East Belt line already, warning travelers of the construction. There's just 2 weeks left in this semester, and many students are getting nervous about final exams and assignments. While some students might be happy to be back on campus, others are struggling to adjust, including doing exams in person for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. Nyakim Kueth has more on the story.
Switching from in-person classes to online back in 2020 seemed like a lot of work, but for many, now getting back on track is a lot harder. There's also one issue that really stands out: cheating.
There's a real problem with the academic integrity. It's not like the pre-pandemic times when exams were proctored, there was a live person, a live test. The rules are pretty set forth in academic policies at all post-secondary institutions across the province, but that sort of all gets thrown out the window when we have a pandemic and we're in lockdown.
During the pandemic, students went through mixed emotions, stress and pressure, just to name some of it. Students had access to computers during their exam, which made it easier to look up exams answers, but in some SAIT courses, it's just not possible to do something like that.
I don't think cheating is as rampant as people think it is. I think it's kind of, I think when we went online in the first beginning quarter, I think they were more like, people were more like, oh, everyone's just going to cheat, everyone can just have their books out and do all that kind of stuff, but there's precautions in place that you can't actually do that, and I find that's a lot helpful because I find it keeps the academic integrity.
Statistics may prove Eau Claire wrong. During the pandemic, students' grade increased 38% over previous years. One SAIT student just hopes her study habits will pay off.
Now that the exams are going to be offline, that is one scary thing because we've been used to, that tactics online, sitting in our comfort zone with eating stuff, and now like being proctored throughout in that zone kind of is like a little tricky, I would say, but it's just helping me prepare more for the exams, and I'm looking forward to it.
A study done well before the pandemic showed more than 50% of Canadians undergraduates say they have cheated one way or another. But since the pandemic began, that number has increased dramatically. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Nyakim Kueth.
Final exams are just around the corner, and SAITSA wants to support students with free stress relief services to get them through exam week. SAIT recognizes that mental health is an important issue for students, and having started hosting Wellness Wednesday midweek as a way for students to take a break midweek. Fitness classes are also available throughout the week until the end of the exam period and are a great way to relieve stress after a day of studying.
It can definitely help with your mental health. Just the overall aspect of moving your body, being in a group, as well as sort of that connection to your breath can be really helpful.
SAIT also offers free counseling services where students can receive one-on-one sessions with professionals to talk about anything concerning them. A Canada-wide warrant has been issued from Thursday's homicide in the Temple community. The Calgary Police Service were called to the 300 block of Templeview Drive northeast from reports of gunshots, where they found an unconscious woman who later died from injuries. The warrant has been issued for Gerald Russell Fromelt for second-degree murder. He's 6'2", approximately 250 pounds. CPS says the victim and accused were in a relationship and believe that the homicide was domestically motivated. Police are asking for help locating Fromelt and ask anyone with information contact the police or Crime Stoppers. The Calgary Police are investigating a number of recent crimes against women. They range from indecent acts to sexual assault. As Jace Chua reports, these recent incidents have many women feeling unsafe in their community.
I don't want to be in downtown alone, that's for sure.
A common opinion among many women when walking alone in downtown Calgary. Magjean Jordan posted this viral video on TikTok after she witnessed an indecent act last Thursday afternoon. She was walking through downtown when a man in a white truck followed her and exposed himself in a back alley.
Called the police, waited 41 minutes, nobody came.
Calgary police say they're in contact with the victim and understand the frustrations regarding their wait times. They're also investigating a series of 5 random gropings near City Hall. A man has been charged with sexual assault in connection with these incidents. Police say the man chose his targets randomly. His identity is not being released to avoid tainting the investigation. It feels unsafe and frightening for many.
Definitely have had experiences like that and know people who've experienced that sort of thing. I definitely say it is an issue that needs to have light shine on it, so yeah.
I usually even park really close to where I'm supposed to go so that I don't have to walk too far alone if I have to.
Detective Craig Collins believes authorities can provide better support when victims have enough courage to speak out about their experience.
I'd much rather have you as a person come to me and tell me what happened than just receive an anonymous report where I can't ask you questions, I can't I can't talk to you about what your fears might be about coming forward. I can't offer you that extra support going to court. I can't offer you the extra services that we can do to try and protect you.
More than 300 women in Calgary were assaulted just last year. Police are encouraging victims to continue speaking out as it not only affects them, but their community as a whole. For State Newsfile, I'm Jace Chua.
People 70 and older are eligible to receive their 4th COVID-19 vaccination. Alberta is expanding access today for people's 2nd booster shot. The province says all seniors in congregate care can get the booster regardless of age. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break with Gavin Miller. But first, Daniel Barker-Tremblay has a look at what's going on around Calgary this week.
Get ready to experience SpongeBob and his aquatic friends in the SpongeBob musical that is hitting the stage at Bennington Theatre Arts Centre on April 12th till the 26th. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster. Want to get a good laugh in? Head on down to the Dirty Duck for Reckless Comedy today until the 26th. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. Herb Alpert and Lonnie Hall are continuing their tour as they perform the Bella Concert Hall today at 8. Get ready to rock your socks off tonight as Alice Cooper and Buck Cherry hit the stage at the Southern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium today at 7:30. Tickets available on Eventbrite.com. The beautiful artwork of Michelangelo is now on display until the 15th of April. For tickets to experience this beautiful display of artwork, visit SinsteenChapelExhibit.com/Calgary.
Wow, lots of cool stuff going down in Calgary this weekend, and I won't let the cold weather ruin my time at the SpongeBob musical. Now, let's take a look. In Vancouver, they are sitting at 6 degrees with rainy conditions. A low pressure system is hanging around that area, which will cause those rainy conditions to persist throughout the week. Throughout the central provinces, a cold front is blown in from the north, which is causing snow and cold weather basically throughout the entire central part of Canada. On to the east. In the East Coast, mostly warm, not very much rain or snow. There's a high pressure system moving in through the East Coast, through the Maritime provinces, which will lead to less rain and less snow and warmer conditions going on. Now let's take a look at resorts. It's a fantastic day to hit the beach in Cancun. Palm Springs and Barbados are sunny and hot. The Strip will be busy in Vegas today as tourists enjoy the reasonable temperature and sunlight, and Orlando is experiencing some brutal heat with intense sun. Today, Calgarians probably noticed a chill walking to work in the morning as it sat at -10 through most of the day. We had a lot of snow today as well, or light snow many times throughout the day. The wind is coming from the north at 20 kilometers an hour. Now let's take a look at what's happening around Alberta. In the north, it's much colder than the south, obviously, but we got a lot more snowy conditions in the south. It's going to remain cold for quite a while throughout the week, and we'll probably see a lot more snow. Let's take a look forward to the rest of the week here. Like I said, that cold coming in, it's causing a lot of snow and a lot of cold temperatures. We've got snow every day this week except for Friday. Tonight we're going to see a low of -2 and tomorrow a high of -5. This weekend hopefully it'll start warming up, but I think we'll see more snow Saturday and Sunday. Up next we got Tony Trozo with sports.
I had it so good. I had my own car, great grades, everything in my life was going great till I ruined it all. Little did I know, this would be my greatest mistake. Drunk driving. Lawyer fees, disappointed parents, lost car, if only I listened.
Hey, you aren't good to drive home.
Friends don't let friends drink and drive.
Come and learn the breaking world of broadcast news. Find your passion to investigate, write, shoot, edit, and deliver the stories of the day. SAIT's broadcast news program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in radio and television. Become the next great anchor, reporter, or personality using industry-standard technology alongside qualified instructors with years of experience. This is Broadcast News. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. Tony Trozo joins us now for a look at the latest highlights. What are we expecting?
Yeah, Jaron, it truly is one of the most wonderful times of year when it comes to sports. We're going to start things off with the Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames are welcoming the Seattle Kraken to town for the second time in franchise history. It's the second half of their home and home. Now, let's get cracking. We pick things up early in the first period here as the puck gets put to the blue line when Noah Hanfin rips one from the point and Blake Coleman tips it home to open the scoring. Just a minute later, the Kraken get one right back and a nice feed from Morgan Geekie, who finds Carson Coleman in the slot. Late in the first period, on a delayed penalty, it's a great give and go with Dylan Dubé and Noah Hanifin. He finds Trevor Lewis in front of the net, and he's able to tap one home to take the lead for the Flames. Midway through the second period, late on a Flames power play, it's Michael Stone ripping one from the blue line, getting a second goal in just 3 games. Late in the third period, Tyler Toffoli seals a deal for his 20th on the season on an unselfish play from Dylan Dubé. Heading in tonight's matchup between the Flames and Kraken, Calgary holds a 7-point stranglehold in the Pacific Division, while Seattle has struggled in their inaugural season. It's going to be a battle for seeding over the last 9 games, with the Pacific Division spots 2 through 4 wide open. There are sports that are fun to play, and there are also sports that are even more fun to watch. Athletes from all over the world have gathered at Bow Valley Square downtown to play squash in the 2021-22 Canadian Open. Suaib Yusuf has more with the details.
The Squash Canada 2021-22 Oxford Properties Canadian Open is underway at Bow Valley Square downtown. There's a lot of talent to watch over the next few days, including Sofia Mateo, who is representing Spain in the competition.
Try to be one of the top 10 players in the world. I will try it. I want to live from squash. So yeah, I have to train and go to tournaments and try to do my best.
Even on the men's side, the competition was picking up for just the first day of the tournament.
Yeah, it was a good day. I won. It's always good to get a win, so today was a good day. And
Andrew Douglas, representing the U.S. from the University of Pennsylvania, started playing competitive squash when he was only 13 years old. Squash is a fast-paced racquetball sport that can be played with 2 people in a singles match or 4 people in a doubles match. The game is played within a 4-walled court with a small, hollow rubber ball. The ball is only allowed to hit the floor once, but it can hit as many walls as you'd like.
The all-glass power court here in Calgary will be going on until April 15th, where it will then be disassembled and be heading to Victoria on May 5th to May 8th to continue the tournament. And the disassembling process can take up as much as 2 to 3 days.
For many squash players, it's not just about the individual win, but being part of a larger team.
I love competing for a team far more than I love competing for myself. Just gave me a greater meaning and purpose, and yeah, it just gives you that extra drive to keep going when you look out and you see your teammates.
For some like Arthur Off, an active squash coach, simply watching squash in a venue like this is his everything.
Some really good squash all week that you recommend come down to watch, because even if you watch from around the top, you're gonna pick up a lot of stuff. So it's.
For State Newsfile, I'm Suhaib Yusuf.
The Toronto Blue Jays traveled down to New York for a 4-game series with the Yankees. Picking things up at the top of the third, George Springer goes deep to left field on a pitch from Jamison Talon. It was Springer's second home run in as many days, and the 2-run bomb opened the scoring early in this one to make it 2-0 for the Jays. Moving over to the bottom of the 7th, it's time for the Bo Bichette show at second base. A line drive comes right up the middle to Santiago Espinal when he flips it over to Bichette. An athletic spin move follows before he rips it over to Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the double play. Just a gorgeous play there, which ended the inning. Later in the 7th, it's George Springer once again ripping one to right field to bring home his 3rd run of the night. This time it's Espinal on the beneficiary side of things. The Jays would hold on to that lead for the rest of the contest. The Jays end up taking this one by a score of 3-0. The Jays have now won 3 of their first 4 games to open the season. The 2 teams will be back in action tonight, with first pitch being thrown in about 20 minutes. The NBA play-in tournament will get going tonight with 2 of the 4 matchups taking place. This is the second year that the NBA has went through with the play-in format in order to settle the final 2 teams. Tonight's matchup from the East will feature the Cleveland Cavaliers facing off against the Brooklyn Nets. This matchup will showcase former Cavaliers star Kyrie Irving squaring up against his former team. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley will be out for the Cavs, which means even more time for Darius Garland. Tip-off in that matchup will take place at 5 p.m. While tomorrow's game in the East will feature the New Orleans Pelicans and the San Antonio Spurs. This game features the only 2 teams involved in the postseason that have below 500 records. Switching things over now to the Western Conference, the 7 vs. 8 matchup will feature Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers traveling into Minnesota to take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip-off in that game will go tonight at 7:30, while the most intriguing matchup will go tomorrow night at 7:30, as it's LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets squaring off against Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. In the end, the 2 teams left from each side will move on to the playoffs. The official postseason will get going on Saturday. And that's a look at sports.
I'm really excited for all the games that are going on this week. Are you going to any?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to the Flames vs. Kraken game right after this, so I'm really looking forward to that, Jaron.
That's fantastic. After the break, Daniel Barker-Tremblay will have a look at the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay with us.
When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're not just donating a coat, you're donating another warm night for someone that needs it. When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're giving someone hope. So why wait? Give hope today.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
The entertainment world is ramping up today with some exciting things in our very own city. Daniel Barker-Tremblay gives us the latest on the entertainment scene. What's going on?
That's right, Jaron. It's feeling electric in the world of entertainment, and what better way to kick things off with everyone's favorite dragons?
Gimme some time to think. I'm in the bathroom looking at me, facing the mirror is all I know.
Imagine Dragons is coming to Calgary Saddledome on April 15th. The band will be playing some of the fans' favorites like Natural and Believer, along with their new hits from their new album, Mercury Acts 1 and 2. You can purchase tickets today at Ticketmaster, with the show starting at 7 p.m. Everyone's favorite blue hedgehog is making a splash in the box offices following their debut weekend.
What's happening? Okay, quick version. Robotnik is back.
Paramount Pictures' Sonic the Hedgehog 2 speeds past its competition, earning a total of $71 million. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 features the likes of Jim Carrey, James Marsden, and Ben Schwartz as the speedy blue critter, along with Idris Elba voicing Knuckles. You can still catch this movie at any theater near you today. It's time to experience a show that's full of vibrant colors and dances.
So masterful, it leaves you in awe. So inspiring.
The beautiful, breathtaking performances of Shen Yun graces the Southern Alberta Jubilee on the 15th. With showcasing to over 1 million people each year, this classical Chinese dance and culture showcases the beauty of Chinese culture. Experience this beautiful performance live on April 15th at the Southern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium. Get ready, Calgary, to get into some hot water on the 14th.
Don't shake me.
This rocking band will have guests playing bands such as Osos and Sincere Engineer. With Calgary being their next stop on their tour, one of their new songs, Habitual, will be performed. Catch hot water music on the 14th at the Palace Theatre at 7 p.m. Tickets are available on ticketweb.ca. And that's a look at the latest entertainment news. Back to you, Jaron.
That was Daniel Barker-Tremblay reporting from the newsroom here at SAIT. With weather changing rapidly in Calgary, the pressure in your tires may cause problems for driving. Knowing how to fill your tires properly is important for your safety. Dylan Thompson has some tips.
Low tire pressure can be a huge problem for most drivers, but not many people know how to fix this. At your local gas station, you can find the air hose completely free of charge.
Yeah, I did need to fill it up once because it was getting really flat and my car said that the pressure was low, but I didn't know how to do it, so I had to ask an employee here.
It is important to keep your tire pressure at the manufacturer's recommended tire pressure because it helps maintain the tire so you don't have to buy a new one, and it's also the best for your fuel economy as well.
On the inside of the driver's door is a sticker indicating the recommended pressure for each tire. First, remove the hose from the stand. Press the on button indicated on the stand. Remove the cap from the nozzle on the tire and place the hose firmly to it. Press and hold the trigger. Releasing the trigger will show the pressure of the tire. Once the tire has reached the recommended pressure, screw the cap back on and place the hose back on the stand.
If your tires are under pressure, then you can also damage the walls of the inside of the tires, which makes you have to replace it earlier as well.
For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Dylan Thompson.
When was the last time that you filled your tires?
You know, Jaron, that's a good question. I honestly don't remember the last time I did that, and I'm pretty sure my tires might be flat, so.
Yeah, I think you might need to get that covered. Thanks for watching Newsfile.